Well, this is again, I'm Charles Tandy from Dallas, and I'm a member of the board of trustees of the Wood Library Museum, and delighted to be here. But this is a most unusual item, one that was most likely used about in the late 1700s, 1780, 80, 85, 90, along in there, and both in Scandinavia and in England evolved a group of people that called themselves the Humane Society, and this one is from the Maryport, which is a small town on the seaside in England, and it's marked the Maryport Humane Society. Well, each society like that would have or try to have a resuscitation kit. Now today we have resuscitation kits on airplanes. We have resuscitation kits in every operating room. You would not think about doing a case today without an ambu bag available in case something went wrong with the machinery. But in this situation, they were trying to make certain that anytime there were kids or adults on the seashore, that should they be drowned or near drowned, that there'd be a way to resuscitate them. And so these organizations would buy these kits, and in which they would, since they didn't have the drugs that we have today, they didn't have the endotracheal tubes, they didn't have the laryngoscopes and all the things that go with what we use today. But one of the things that they had noticed, it had been determined by several people in the realm of physiology, that if you stuck something into the rectum of a patient, that the patients would respond. And I think that'd be the case today. But nevertheless, this is a fascinating kit that has been well preserved. It's an intact kit, and these are the bellows. And the bellows, as you can see, it's the same bellows that one would use today if you were stoking the fire by the fireside in your home. And you can see that moves a little bit. It's rather stiff because of the fact that of its age. But along with that, one would have a tubing series like this, in which you would connect it together, and then this would be inserted into right here would be inserted into the rectum, and if the patient responded well and good, and if not, they would blow smoke, and they thought tobacco smoke was an irritating smoke, and so therefore it would go on to this right here like that, and then this extension would be put on there, and then if necessary, if you need some other tubing, here's a and looks to me like it's made out of ivory, and even various sizes of that. And then here are metal ones that also could be inserted in young children. But and then this is a wood. Well, I'm not going to pull that out, but at any rate, this is you just put your finger over that. You could blow into that thing as you pulled it out if to blow smoke in there, and then the plunger would put your finger over it, and the plunger would send that tobacco smoke right into the rectum. We find that funny and unusual today, but they were looking for anything that would try to save a life, and so therefore they organized what were called the Humane Societies, and Humane Societies would honor people who had resuscitated folks that were found near drowned, and it became a very interesting society. And there had been many papers written about it. They all advertised what they were doing and solicited funds to help honor those who participated. But this is one of the most unusual items we have today on the whole idea of resuscitation. And resuscitation today is changing, just like it did when this was the standard of the day at one point in time. The old prone Schaefer technique was the standard when I was a Boy Scout in the earlier part of the 20th century, and now even now we're just going to chest compression rather than insufflation at all. So it always changes, and it will probably continue to change because it's an imperfect technique, but nevertheless was a way to save lives. And this was one in which if there was any life left, I'm certain that they got the attention of those who were the near drowned. Okay.